Welcome to another week of dysfunction. Here's Jackie and Matt.
Welcome to the dual zone. It's magic for humans.
It actually sounds like a dual dildo. we're joining this podcast with a double dildo. Girls on both ends. Guy getting it in their ass.
And guys laughing.
Yep.
Oh my God.
That's the normal response.
Welcome to our podcast, guys.
Welcome.
Well, yeah.
Jackie's on painkillers, and she has a lot to rant about.
Oh, yeah.
So
it
everyone
actually just
beware.
kicked in. My painkillers just kicked in. And I don't like this feeling that much, honestly.
I know.
Me
But
neither.
maybe we'll keep you
I-
entertained. Maybe it'll make you feel better to be
I
talking
like-
to your friends.
I touch things more, and I, move more, and I scratch
Yeah,
my
you're
body.
high.
I'm uncomfortable.
Sounds like ecstasy.
Does it make you clammy?
Well,
No,
I
it
don't
makes
like
me
It makes me so
itchy. What are
clammy.
you on, Jackie? Hydrocodone?
Hydrocodone, and then...
Morphine?
No, luckily, they
Do they have
didn't give me that.
Percocet?
And something else, and then I have Motrin and a muscle relaxer for my jaw.
Well, that's good at least. But I'm always super itchy. I usually get hot flashes. I usually get nauseous.
Yeah. I get
And-
migraines later.
Yeah, you get more tactile, like you rub. It does sound like ecstasy, Matt, but that's how it feels when you're high on opioids.
Yeah, I don't like it. I really don't like it. But I do have a lot to rant about because earlier today, I know I told you guys about my mother or my stepmom calling me, getting mad at me because of my opinion and raising my voice at her. She calls my sister and pretty much complains to her. My dad calls my sister, complains to her that Randy was mad and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I'm at this point where I'm just going to set this boundary and leave it at that. If you're not willing to listen to my opinion and willing to accept that I have an opinion and maybe you might not like my opinion, then I don't want a relationship. Like, I'm tired of it. I don't want to have a conversation about it further. Like, it made me very upset. I cried even after I talked to y'all because it just triggered me. I don't know.
Did you say this to her? I hope so.
I'm going to. I'm going to tell her tomorrow when I call her because I'm not... I used to let my mom do this to me before. I let people do this to me before, but I have to make other people understand it's okay for me to have an opinion.
Yep.
And it's okay for other people to have an opinion, and we can still coexist and be friendly and love each other with different opinions. Even if I think I'm right and you think you are right, that you are right to say, oh, I'm right and you're wrong. I'm right to say, oh, I'm right and you're wrong. But if you can't go past that after this conversation and you can't go back to normal because you're too angry, I don't want to have a conversation with you any further.
This is exactly the conversation Matt and I had today.
Yeah.
And actually, I was going to tell you guys this anyways. But I kind of told Jared after we all got off the phone last night, like, I really think that the timing and content of your podcast is beyond necessary right now because two very different people coming together and forming and like this organic friendship and relationship with each other, obviously there's going to be disagreements, and you guys have this crazy amazing opportunity to use your platform to genuinely show, not just tell people, but show people that we can have extremely different opinions and still genuinely love each other.
Still be best friends. It's
Like,
easy.
that's such a powerful, powerful message right now of all times, ever.
But I have a question for all of y'all. So I'm the type of person who will have that emotion in that moment during that conversation, and then minutes later, I don't no longer have that emotion, like, or grudge it or hold it in.
Right.
It just passes, and I'm like, okay, that was the emotion for that conversation, but not towards the person. So like, let me move on. But I noticed, like you, Matt, you mentioned something that we went through that we didn't agree on again the next day. Do you hold on to that emotion throughout the day, or like does it not stop at that conversation?
It stops at the conversation. The point that I brought up the next day was that you said my opinion, like literally word for word, you said my opinion was wrong, and opinions can't be wrong. So that's the only thing that I was holding on to.
But I believe that I can think your opinion is wrong. You could believe that my opinion is wrong, and that's fine.
I can disagree with your opinion, but now we're arguing semantics. So, long story short, yes, you're correct. Short story long. While I may not agree with what is it? While I may not agree with what you say, I will defend to the death your right to say it. No, it's. I just don't think opinions can be wrong. I can disagree with them. I just don't think they can be wrong. Their opinions. Well, unless you like EDM, in which case you can go fuck yourself.
Then you're a fucking idiot.
Then you're an idiot and you listen to computers.
Well, I think that you could believe someone's opinion is wrong, and it could be wrong to that person.
Yes.
To myself, it could be wrong, but to you, it cannot be wrong. So I think an opinion can be wrong.
I agree.
In that sense. What about you and Jared?
Oh, by the way, I don't think they got introduced.
I don't either. I think we got introduced as double dildos.
Yes.
They did.
Classic.
You're welcome.
Because keep in mind, this is on our podcast too. So we're just like,
this dildo
welcome.
is Jill. And I have Dani Dildo, Jill Dildo, my double-ended.
It's Witchzilla.
Yeah.
It's Witchzilla, everybody. Hi.
Jared, do you know I call you Jill, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I told him.
Okay.
Wait,
cool.
why? I want to hear this.
I don't know. I couldn't think of his name, and I came out as Jill, and now
I love it so much. And she'll text me, and she'll write like Jill Jared or Jill/Jared.
Oh God!
And so I just started shortening it to JJ sometimes when I text her. But it's Jill Jared.
So the moral of the story is I have two dildos named Jill and Jared. And Dani. Dani is a purple dildo. Jared is a nice, long, black.
Double.
Oh my God. Welcome to the wrong horror fan, everyone.
Oh, that's right.
It was like, we have quite the plot twist for you this episode.
And you could buy these all on my website. Magic for Humans.
You actually can on Shop Showstack.
Dildosforhumans.com.
I saw personal massagers today on the website, so.
Oh, that's true. I do have dildos on the website.
I was like, actually, there's a purple one.
That's
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I saw it with my own eyes.
Going back to Jill, what's your opinion on this?
You forgot
You're
the
a
question.
letter goer. You let things go.
I let go real quick.
In fact, that's probably our biggest issue.
Yeah, I let go immediately.
Yeah. And
I don't even remember what happened yesterday.
That's
for me, you know how
it's a
when
problem.
Matt, I think that this is going to be the same for you. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but
Sure.
this is how I am. But you know how when you get a washcloth, like sopping wet or anything, and you wring it out and you can wring it and still no matter what, a little bit comes out.
Yeah.
Like no matter how many times until it really air dries, like it's still there. That's emotion for me. That's how long it lingers for me until I let it go all the way away. And that's why I've learned recently that, especially like with you, Jackie, that I, instead of feeling like bad about that now, I recognize that I don't need to process every last drop of it with Jared. I need to process what's necessary with him and what he has the capacity for. And then I like to have more than one person to finish that emotional processing part with.
Like verification, validation kind of deal? Or
I think it's that, and it's also, that's my process of release. Is I have to, I could explain that in my astrology chart. Like I need to talk every single last detail through, sometimes twice. That's how long it could take me. Yeah. And then like 3 days later, I finally go to Jared. I'm like, guess What? I'm actually over it finally.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I literally got over it as soon as we were done talking.
He's like, over what?
Yeah, exactly.
Then
Oh,
it starts again.
So maybe, Matt, does this resonate with you in any way?
A little bit. So here's the thing. Sorry, I stepped away for a sec.
Did you?
You know, it wouldn't be a Magic for Humans show without Matt stepping away from the mic. I would be
So
disappointed the day you don't.
You should have been around back in the days when I played Destiny all the time. I would go like take pee breaks like with my headset on. And everyone in my raid team would be like, Matt, for fuck's sake.
No, I don't want to hear that. I like that Chris did, so I don't have to hear him pee.
So it not so much. What sticks with me is if someone gets the emotions wrong and the details right, that's okay with me. It's when the details, like the fundamental unchangeable details, when those are like told wrong and a retelling, that is what really fucking sticks with me.
Example. I need
Like
an example.
I'll give you an example. So like at work, we were having like a lunch meeting for our team, right? And we were talking about some new policy about you know, I don't know, some report we were sending out, right? And I said, oh yeah, just like what I said to Stephanie this morning. I said it to her, she did the thing, and then we sent it on to the next guy, and she goes, no, you never sent that to me. And I was like, oh no, but I did though. And she goes, no, you didn't. I've checked my emails. And I go, well, check your emails at 10:53 because you got one. And she goes, I guarantee you if I got anything, it was after 11:30. And I said, okay, go get your laptop and bring it in here and show me what time your email says. And she brought it in there and it said 10:53. So it's like
Matt, that causes issues, you don't think? Like you having to stick to it, like exactly to make sure that you're right.
That's what I'm saying.
That
is
can
the
cause
issue.
issues.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. I'm just saying mine's more about the details and less about the emotion, if that makes sense. I know they kind of go hand in hand at the end of the day, but
yeah, they go hand in hand.
But it's when people miss the details of a story, or not a story, but of what I did or did not do or said or did not say. When those details get conflated is when I get super angry.
But what about
or
as
hang
far
on to
as
it
like
longer.
letting stuff go? Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Oh, I've forgiven everybody that's ever wronged me. Like I really don't hang on to anything. But not that much bad stuff has happened to me, so I've been pretty lucky. I don't know. I guess I still fight with the whole mom thing, but that's bound to happen. It's still pretty fresh, and I'm still talking to people about it. And it really depends on the day.
But don't you think maybe if you had, like, what I'm trying to get at is, like, Dani has a network of people now that she knows that she can go to and release the rest of her energy. You need to make sure that you start setting those networks up and being clear with the people you have in your network. Hey, this is what you're going to be here for. I'm going to vent to you about these details so I don't affect the other person emotionally.
I have that now. I have Nick Fender, I have John, and I have Vacuum Guy.
But do they know this?
Yes.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I'm excited.
Nice.
So actually, what was it? Sorry, I'm all over the place today because it's
hydrocodone.
Yeah. But there was something.
Hey everybody, thanks for listening this far, and I didn't think you'd make it. We appreciate it very much. Just if you could do us a favor and go find us anywhere and follow us, rate, subscribe.
We'll be under the tree meditating.
Yes.
Go find us.
I will have a rainbow coming out of my head.
I was hoping you would say ass.
I will have a rainbow coming out of my ass.
Like a unicorn.
Yeah, like, wait, what? Well, we're at Twitter, Magic for Humans, TikTok, Spotify, YouTube. The link is through the website on that one, which is magicforhumans.com as well. Oh, we have a second Instagram, which is Magic for Humans, the number 4, and then with an S.
Like, comment on all our pictures, videos, and download And give us stars on the iTunes, please. The iTunes.
Yes, especially the iTunes. But anywhere you get your podcasts or podcarts, rate, subscribe, and comment, please. We will read the positive comments on air.
Ooh, that's nice.
We'll read the negative ones too, because it'll be fun. Don't leave negative ones though.
If anyone leaves us a 1-star rating, I will go and murder you in your sleep, in your dreams, and then you'll wake up and be murdered again every time you go to bed.
You'll be living the same day over and over. It's like,
But you're not sure if you're awake or asleep.
It's deja vu. And please feel free to go to the website and send in any art. Music is great. Drawings are great.
And
Jokes are great.
That you find that inspire you from our podcast, we will gladly look at it, post it, or even promote you as well. So thank you very much for any artwork that's sent in.
Yes, thank you very much. Go to the website, check out our gallery there where we're going to have, featured artists and featured selected art. Also on the website, we do have Venmo and PayPal if you want to support us to get this, I guess,
Dollar
project
goes
off
a
the
long
ground.
way.
It
Yes.
really does. Our editor isn't cheap and I talk a lot. Help. Back to the show.
Okay, so Jared and I were texting earlier today, and he asked me this question, and I thought it was the best question I've been asked in forever. Let me find it, unless you know at the top of your head, Jared.
Oh yeah, it came from
Is it the question?
the Hot Ones. Yeah.
Oh boy.
I know
on
this question
YouTube,
very well.
they asked it to Henry Rollins, and
Yep.
as soon as they asked it, I thought it was the exact same thing. It's a fucking great question. What is one book, one movie, and one album that you think should be taught throughout all public schools?
Matt, answer. I want to know your answer.
Wait, have you guys ever watched Hot Ones on YouTube?
Yeah, Grace and I watch it all
I
the
love
time. I
Hot
just
Ones.
don't know this question.
I just
Comes to
specifically
girls.
love that show
Yeah.
for
Jeff
the
Goldblum's
interview
was good.
questions.
The questions
And
are
now-
always great.
Jared and I play Hot Ones over text now. And we just trade off asking each other.
Are you guys
obscure
eating wings or
interview
anything though?
questions.
I wish.
no.
That would be
But
I
awesome.
wish.
we have the bomb. I actually have that hot sauce. My sister gave it to me.
How hot is it?
It is
Horrible. It's
extremely fucking
Hor-
hot.
It's a punch in the mouth. It's not even fun or
You
and
can
it
try
tastes
it,
like
actually,
shit.
when you come out here.
It's horrible.
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Send me a
It
drip,
is-
please.
It is
Okay.
brutal.
Oh, you deleted your Facebook.
Yeah, I deleted my Facebook.
I was gonna go up on there and pull up my answers.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
remember
so my
them.
answers, I guess, would be, this is just gonna be so bad right from the get go. Okay, movie would be Battle Royale, no ifs, ands, or buts. What would be?
Never. Wait,
to say
hold on.
why.
Slow down.
Battle
Yes.
Royale. No ifs,
Yes.
ands, or buts. Por qué? Why?
But why?
It's just the best movie. That's all there is to it.
You gotta
That's not an answer, Matt.
You have the
Oh,
opportunity to
you want to
teach.
know? Okay, I get it.
answer.
I get it.
why?
I get it.
Yeah,
I
we
get
want
it.
to know why.
You can teach an entire
Because-
generation of children an important something with a movie.
Yeah.
Oh, it wouldn't be for teaching purposes. This
Oh, okay, listen
I
to
just
the
think everyone should watch
question.
this. I think
this
that's
is
a fair
entertainment value.
Okay, let's go back. Answer the question, Matt.
Okay.
Listen to the question.
Okay, what's the question?
Oh my god.
What's one book and
Yeah.
movie and
Uh-huh.
album
Uh-huh.
that you would teach or that could be mandated in public schools, basically? So you can guarantee that all
Oh.
kids in public school will have to watch this.
I see. Okay, so the album. Okay, the album would be the first liquid tension experiment, because
Okay, I'm looking this up.
because music doesn't need lyrics to be profound. It needs music. Lyrics can be profound and they can be a great addition or a voicing, if you will, for lack of a better terms, to a song. But music can be profoundly beautiful with its lyricism without any lyrics. That's one. Okay, book. I would say don't read. Books are for idiots. No.
Whoa.
As the idiot.
Whoa.
Just fuck. I'm kidding. Let's.
I was kidding too. I did say says the idiot, but I had to.
I would say probably the DSM-5.
Really? Just mandate that.
What is that?
Yeah.
Do I want to know?
No, but seriously, the
That's-
book that's had the biggest impact on me so far has either been The Giver or Lord of the Flies.
Okay.
Ooh, I still
And
need
I
to
was-
watch Lord of the Flies.
I didn't know there was a
It's a
movie.
movie?
Or read it.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, I was thinking of a different movie.
And I really enjoyed The Giver, like, a lot, but I don't think they did a good movie remake. Or Ender's Game. That was a great fucking
Oh,
movie.
those are both good.
Ooh,
books.
Ender's is good.
Ender's Game. Let's go with
We
Ender's
have
Game.
it. You should read it. I told you would like it.
It's fucking great.
Oh my god. I'll find out the
And the
audio for
movie?
you.
And then the movie, I would go with, again, here I'm going to be all hipstery again and shit. There's a movie called April Bride. It's a Japanese movie.
I've seen this.
It's similar to
Oh,
A Fault in Our Stars. It's a girl and a guy start dating when they're like 14 or 15. And then she gets diagnosed with like cancer and has like a year left to live. And it's about like their final year together. And it is just heart-wrenchingly beautiful and sad. Either that or Grave of the Fireflies, which is essentially the same thing. But it's about a brother and sister who are they survived the nuclear blast in like the 40s in one of the towns in Japan and have to walk to their aunt and uncle's house with like nothing
Oh, wow.
but each other. They're both like really sad, just like humanity, bleakness movies. And I think, I don't know, I think it's a good thing for people to have exposure to, especially,
Okay.
you know, ones who like are living super privileged lives, like like I had been at the time, or so I thought. But it's just, you know, I guess those would be my answers. Anyone?
Danny?
Nice.
No, thank you.
Ready for mine?
Yes.
Yes, I'm ready for Danny's.
So, my book is Pet Cemetery
Oh yeah.
because I think that it teaches. It's like one of, if not the only book I can think of that really reflects on the consequences of our fear of death. And it teaches a good lesson that it's inevitable and we need to let death be death and stop trying to like reverse it and fight it and like being shown the consequences of that. And then
The movie would then be Final Destination.
that's one of
As
my
a
favorite
joke.
franchises ever.
That's a good movie. Yeah.
Well, way to tie it in for wrong horror. I really appreciate that.
Yes.
No, my movie is actually To Kill a Mockingbird,
Good movie.
and that is because To Kill a Mockingbird is always already mandated in public schools, and most kids don't like it. And I think that the movie is enough to portray the message, which is the importance of standing up for what's right, even when you're standing alone, even if it feels like it did nothing. And then my album is Immortal Technique Revolutionary Volume 2, because that was really influential for me when I was like sophomore, junior in high school. It was like one of the first, was probably the first like underground album I ever listened to. And it just talks about the importance of like going against the mainstream and being like questioning authority. And it was the first healthy outlet for my anger and frustration for like the government and like the man or whatever.
Like
if you
Tool's
will.
Third Eye.
Nice.
Yeah. And it was such a profound album compared to a lot of, well, than any mainstream hip hop or rap album of the
Right.
time. But yeah,
I like
that's one
those
of my
answers.
favorite questions. I have
too.
them like memorized now. Thanks. All right. Who's up?
And Jared?
All right.
Are you changing yours or you're going with the same
No,
ones?
I'm locked in.
All right, good.
I'm locked in.
My book, I go with the Bible because
Oh my god.
I don't think there's any other book that can inspire the kind of conversations that book can. I mean, if you were able to really just get rid of like it being forced down your throat and just talk about the stories and shit and the lessons that can be learned, I think it could actually be really beneficial.
Yeah, you see the Book of Eli, right? Obviously, we've talked about this. Never mind. Oh, then we haven't.
You've talked about it on the podcast.
Okay. I just want to hear everyone's, and then I want to ask another follow-up question after.
Cool.
Okay.
And then my movie is The Matrix.
Yeah.
Because I think it's funny because I don't even really love that entire series, but what the movie represents is it just like strikes home with me, because I think it's important to remember that statistics don't matter to the individual. You have everything that happens to you has 100% chance that it's going to happen to you. Everything that doesn't has a 0% chance.
Love it.
So that's why I like ones and zeros.
You're like a computer.
Binaries. Yeah. It really is that way. It's just not we can't see it represented that way.
Let me this kind of ties in weirdly about your the things that are going to be at 100% chance to be. Do you know that the people that made the movie The Matrix, you know who they are?
I don't think so.
Okay, they were the Wachowski brothers. They were brothers. They did all 3 Matrix movies, and they both transitioned to female since making The Matrix.
What?
And so this remake that they're coming out with in the next few years will be done by the Wachowski sisters.
Huh.
What?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Not know that.
Is that fucking weird?
It's cool.
It is.
It's
It
really
is cool.
interesting.
It's weird that
I wonder if it's gonna. I just
What?
am excited to see the new lens that it's through. Then,
yeah, me too.
if it's any different or if it's the same. I mean, relatively speaking, obviously,
Right.
since it's 20 years later.
I don't know. If they were twins, it would make more sense to me, but they're not. They had an age difference. So it's just, it's really, I don't know, interesting to me.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then your album.
Oh, my album is Ideas Firstborn, because it's just fucking perfect.
I haven't listened to it yet, but
It's
I will.
Amazing. You have to look
Tomorrow.
up the lyrics because he usually raps pretty fast. So sometimes it's hard to get the lyrics or understand what he's saying, and he has so many metaphors. And I discovered that album way too late.
I should be sharing my rap with you and not Jackie.
I appreciate you sending them to me, but I don't really
Enjoy
gravitate towards rap.
I don't either. Not until about 2 months ago.
Hip hop, to be more specific.
Right.
No, he sends me a bunch of different types of rap, I guess. But
I send you Dream Theater, but I don't know that you appreciate them.
I appreciate them. I just don't like it all the time. I listen to everything you send me. If I don't respond back to you, it's because I didn't really have an opinion. So I just pretend that you didn't send it.
It's not for me.
That's rude.
No, it's not. I know what I'm doing. So I'll ask my question so that y'all could think about it, and then I'll tell you what I told Jared. But my question
I want to know
is,
your answer.
what are the cons to all of the things that you said you would teach in a high school setting?
Ooh.
Think of all of your answers, but what would be the cons of setting that up as a curriculum in a high school?
Got it.
And then I'll tell you my answer. Just think about it. And then, so what I told Jared is actually, I don't know a particular movie that I would say, but I have a concept for a movie and a book that I would want to see in a high school or middle school. No, this is high school. It has to be a high school curriculum. The movie would be and if anyone wants to make this, that'd be awesome. Just give me brownie points.
That means
a group-
50%.
No, brownie points. Give me free brownies and say, oh yeah, Jackie had the
And
ideas.
cheesecake.
Send me free brownies once a year. That's all I'm asking.
Exactly. And then just say, I gave you the idea. But I would like to see a high school movie and a high school group of students that are going to a school of magic. Not like Harry Potter or anything, but they are all different religions. And in the school of magic, they're learning about witchcraft or whatever you want to name it, spells, magic tricks, not magic tricks, but like magic, or what we believe is magic. And as they're going along, they're getting into relationships. There are different religions like Muslims, Christians, Catholics, and I would like to see a Muslim girl get in a relationship with a woman and like break the boundary of being, oh, because I'm Muslim, I can't do all these things, or because I'm Catholic, I can't do all these things. I would like to see sex in it and a bunch of other things, mental health. And at the end of the movie, they were actually in a insane asylum, and they were all schizophrenic and had different mental disorders, and they believed that they were in a magic school. That's the type of movie I would see.
Whoa. Where's Ian Russell when you need him?
Okay, can I change my 3 answers? I changed my book.
No, you can't.
The Erotic Adventures of Supergirl. I
No,
changed
you can't.
the movie
You
to The
can't.
Erotic Adventures of Supergirl.
You can't do that. And then the book, I would like to see a book that touches on how other people's decision making, their beliefs come from their family, their culture, and how they're raised. And then a group of friends that are raised in different cultures like we are. Like, we're all raised in different places. We are all raised differently, but they become friends. And even though that they're friends, they might not believe in the same things, and they have a lot of disagreements, they choose to still be friends.
Why don't we write this book?
Aww.
And then Billie Eilish, because
We could write that book.
we
I could write
should
a book.
promote
We could do
being
it.
okay with depression during high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should.
Billie Eilish, and she's fucking beautiful.
Yes.
I just found out who she was the other day.
Isn't her music amazing? Her voice is
Her
amazing.
voice is
Her
really
voice
good.
is amazing. I will give you that.
I agree
think-
with Matt.
Okay, maybe her
Good voice.
music promotes it's okay to have the angst of a teenager and feel it, but still have a song that resonates with you in those years, and it's okay.
Yes.
Like, that's what she promotes. That's why I really like her music.
I like
I
that
like her.
message.
I like her for her message and for what she promotes and portrays. The actual aesthetic and like style of music is not necessarily entertaining to my ears. There's a couple songs.
Yeah,
the
that's
main,
true.
the main popular one, I like that one. I can't ever remember what it's called.
They're all popular, so I don't know which
You
one.
know,
Yeah,
the
she's-
They all have like a
main
billion
one.
views.
Huge. It is insane.
It's the main one. I can't think of it
I-
right now. It's on our playlist.
I'm a
playlist,
bad
but-
girl. Wait, is
It
that
might
even the
be.
song?
She is the Gangnam Style of today.
Yeah, she's pretty cool. But those would be my 3 options.
I like them. You want to
Okay.
start by go ahead and answer your reverse question using your
Okay. So the problem I would see with these options giving in a high school curriculum would be I'm promoting sex within a high school classroom or high school years. And currently we don't have a good sex education
no.
classes that are being given to them. So that's a high risk. And also I'm promoting mental health issues that might be bigger than what they deal with now. And some girls may see that as popular and use it as a way to gain friends or lose friends or whatever. And I remember when I was in high school, I just wanted to be popular and fit in. So I would pretend I was better than I wasn't and try to hang out with the cool kids. And maybe I lied about how I really felt or how I really did things in real life rather than being honest with myself and others, you know? If I saw a movie like that, I probably would have pretended that I had schizophrenic or something like that just to fit in, you know?
Mhm.
With the music, I don't think there's anything wrong with music. I think that's a good way to express yourself. With the book, I see that, like, from a girl's perspective and being in high school, I would see that I would want that type of friendship and I would force it onto others, even though maybe they don't want it or it's not possible with the people I'm around currently. So I could see how those things could be a problem. But I don't know what the problems would be on like the parents and the adults choosing these books for their children. I just see it from a high school perspective because I remember myself in high school. You know?
Yeah.
This is a tough question. And maybe I'm being biased, but I can't really think of anything wrong with it.
I got it.
I got one thing wrong with Pet Sematary, technically, which is parents being little bitches about it. Because it's
Oh, yeah, that's
technically
gonna
The
a
remake was
horror
really
book.
not bad, by the way.
Here's the problem with
I
Pet
said not
Sematary,
bad.
which I appreciate that we're going to talk about this really fast since this will be on our show too. But the first one's already not very good.
Right. That's
And
true.
they had this really big opportunity with the second one. And that's why I feel like the ball was dropped. Because saying it wasn't that bad is not good enough to me. Because I'm like, dude, it's not like you even had to top that big of a fucking movie.
It's actually exactly how I feel about it.
Actually, that's how I feel about it too. I like the new one
loved
for the aesthetic. I think that the cinematography is cool. It's aesthetically a pleasing movie. Other than that, I agree. Ball drop.
To be fair,
I'll
have
drop
they
it.
done a good job with any Stephen King movie? Aside from like
I
Shawshank,
don't know about
maybe?
specifically Stephen King. Well, The Shining, but that was so different than the book.
Yeah.
The remake of The Shining was pretty good. It was just long as balls.
How long are balls?
Well, those were like
About-
3 hours long.
Yeah, pretty much three and a half
long.
hours.
It's a long ass movie.
It's so long. It was made for TV and it
Carrie
was for 3
is
nights.
I find it
Yeah.
to be.
Carrie was
and the
great.
remake,
I
bomb,
love the Carrie
bomb,
remake.
bomb. One of my favorite fucking movies ever is the
I
Carrie.
didn't know there was a remake. I just saw the original.
Oh my
last
god,
year.
Matt, you need to see it. Oh my
As-
god. What?
Chloe.
Chloe Moretz?
Yeah.
Oh my god, Chloe
that's how you
Grace
say it.
Moretz. Yeah, she did
Yes.
this.
Oh yeah.
She did the horror movie with that creepy old lady, Greta, I think it was called.
And she's the little baby girl in Amityville Horror.
Oh yeah.
She's
While
the
we're talking
youngest
about
daughter.
movies, I don't know because I don't like watching horror. But I
I
find out
have
why
a
I don't
follow-up
like
question
watching
for
horror.
that.
'Cause
Well,
it's scary.
No.
I
Oh.
want to ask you that, but let's wait until we finish all these answers. But
Oh yeah.
I think that, I guess if I had to say, maybe, no, I refuse to say that. I was going to say that with Revolutionary Volume 2, maybe I'm like promoting too much anger, but I feel the opposite. I feel like we don't encourage it enough. We don't encourage healthy ways to express anger and angst, like you said, Jackie. And like, I just refuse to constantly keep promoting the idea that we should censor that or make kids feel like they should stifle that. Like, instead, we should give them healthy outlets to genuinely process and express and experience
Anger
their anger.
Is a
It's
terrible
important
thing, like
No.
as it's taught. No, as it's taught.
as it's taught,
Yeah,
but we
you're
have
taught
it for
it
a reason,
itself
and
is
so
is
that
terrible.
means we're supposed to have it and learn how to deal with it in a healthy way.
Do you guys
like
have break
any other
rooms?
emotion? What?
We have rooms here now. They're like break rooms, where you go and the room's filled with like TVs and like plates and glass and whatever, and you get like a baseball bat and you just get to like literally
What?
destroy the
Oh.
fuck out of a room for
Not
like
that I
30
know
minutes
of.
for like
That's just
50
called
bucks.
yeah,
the
that
shop.
is some in Colorado.
There are?
Oh,
I have never heard
I've
of
heard
this.
of that. Yeah.
You have?
Mhm.
Nope. And then the dark.
Oh, they're fun.
Damn, that's really cool. Pet Cemetery, yeah, maybe parents will be pissed because it's a horror. And I refuse to say there's anything wrong with watching To Kill a Mockingbird. That was my favorite movie when I was a
Well,
little
it's
girl.
currently being done anyway, so I don't see anything wrong with it.
I don't either.
There's a lot of things currently being done that I think is wrong. But I agree
Yeah.
that that's not
This
one.
Common Core math shit needs to go. That's for sure.
Fuck Common
Yes.
Core math. I totally agree.
Yeah, that's
Indeed.
that's funny because I was gonna say that the biggest problem with all of it is that they're in public schools.
Touche. Good point.
True.
True.
Yeah.
All
We
right,
should
Matt,
promote
what's your
way
answer?
more vocational anyways.
All right. So I guess to the music, it would teach people to be pretentious music snobs like myself. However, no, however, I'm only giving minuses here. So it would, I don't know, if it was taught with a selection of other things, it would be fine as it is. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's all music and it's how you interpret it. So, like, there's no lyrics behind it to, like, explain, like, you know, the feeling that it's meant to, not incur, but infer. As far as the movies go, I would say they can be pretty fucking depressing and giving someone like that bleak outlook that young in life before their brain's fully developed can definitely cause some damage, I would assume. And the book, if I went with The Giver, I would say, I guess there's really no problem. Ender's Game, they're going to eventually see the movie, and that's going to be depressing. I think really, so the music would make everyone's opinion kind of one-sided when really there needs to be a whole spectrum taught. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, I just feel bad about the movie selection. Everything else I kind of stand by being harmless.
Touche.
All right.
All right, Jill, Jared.
Well, the book is obvious.
Yeah, because you'd make
Yeah,
them
the
think
Bible.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean
Christian's
wars
the
and
best
mass
way.
executions and genocide?
Yeah, it could be taken very, very, very horribly wrong.
It's not even just about genocide and stuff like that. It's about
No, you
religious
just take it
It's
too.
caused it.
superiority.
Yeah, it's,
I'm talking about religious superiority, that
Yeah.
one is better than another, and that's what needs to fucking stop. That's why there should be way more religion classes in general where
yeah,
you
to
learn
teach them
about
to be like,
a
hey, this
fuck
is
ton
one
of
way you
them
can
over
go.
histories and cultures. Yes, spirituality should be taught. It should be just taught really broadly and from an unbiased place.
I think that was a John Mulaney joke. He goes, when I was in Catholic school, I used to take a class called Religious Studies. We mostly studied one religion.
Well, yeah, that's what pisses me off, though, is that we label all religions as bad instead of coming at it. And so we go anti-religion instead of going, no, it's just important to give you all the information and then you get to decide what you believe, if it's anything at all.
Right.
Well, I believe just putting the Bible as a book at all. A Bible is a very extreme, opinionated, or storybook, right? And there's going to be groups that will start grouping themselves as the extremes to the not so extremes. It's just a story. And I could see teenagers, especially in their angsty years, seeing the Bible, taking it as it is, and then either going from one large extreme or the other. And that's just going to be promoted at home as well, with their parents being like, oh yeah, I'm so glad you're learning about the Bible. This is why, blah, 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 blah. And then the other way around.
But
You know?
technically, you could do that with any book. That's the same mindset that a lot of like parents and PTA have when they ban any book.
That's true. But
or
also,
parental advisories. Like,
Yeah.
just because songs cuss.
yeah.
Like, oh,
That means it's gonna,
There's
or
no-
if there's violence in it.
there's no way
yeah.
that 17-year-olds have heard fuck before. Oh my God.
Oh my
Well, it's not
goodness.
even just about that. It's
gives a
like
fuck?
the video game thing
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
like
Like,
teaches
who-
you how to be violent.
There's
and
like
it
no
doesn't,
data to back any of this shit up.
No,
and they're
it's
just
just
like,
about
well, we
how you're
think this
taught in
is the
general.
reason. Meh. So
Like,
fucking dumb.
kids are taught unhealthy behaviors with violence from way more other sources than fucking video games.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys used to have to get permission slips signed to see like rated R movies? Like at school?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, me too. All right. Jackie, did you?
No, my mom. So, what's funny is my mom was very lenient on a lot of things. She didn't monitor my books. She didn't monitor my movies. I couldn't watch a kiss happen in front of her, but as long as I was around her to make her uncomfortable, she didn't care. So I've watched some like crazy books, and I read Games of Thrones when I was 13.
Wow.
Yeah,
Holy
like
shit, that's a
gross.
pretty
which is weird
advanced.
because my English
book.
teacher gave it to me, and he was a
Ew.
guy, and I spent a lot
That's
of time
weird.
with him. Looking
Ew.
back, I'm like, why did he give a 13-year-old this book to read? I understand I was advanced when it came to books, but that was not appropriate. That relationship between me and him was not appropriate.
That
Oh.
That
definitely
sucks.
was
I don't
not.
like
That
that.
sounds
I don't like that.
awful.
But
Yeah.
no, my mom never monitored any of my books or movies. But
But in
she
school,
monitored-
did they ever like have you watch something and they made you get a permission slip?
Yeah, like at school. If you're gonna watch a movie, you didn't have to get it signed
Do
first.
you remember that?
no, because in Florida it's totally different. They don't have
Hmm.
that many
Wow.
they're very lenient over there. And I was in
Hmm.
movie class. I was in a movie club in class.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
that sounds
Which was really
awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome. But we went into like in deep conversations about movies that we watched. It was really awesome. I
That's
really appreciated
awesome.
that. But yeah, no, I never had that problem.
Weird.
All right.
I think
we
the
know
first
it's
rated R
wrong.
was.
Oh, Sorry.
We know what's wrong with the Bible. What's wrong with the other two?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess with the Matrix, it could be bad if a bunch of teenagers kind of realize that everyone's lying to them and everyone's full of shit and their teachers don't know what the fuck they're talking about and authority's a fucking lie. Like, God forbid. That could turn out very poorly.
And they're going to learn Keanu Reeves is
Anger.
a terrible actor.
I know.
He is.
He's an amazing person and a horrible actor. I love the guy.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And then I guess Firstborn could, I don't know. I don't really
I think
know
I know
what
this
could-
album. I'm going to write it down.
I don't think music could really be like a problem.
I
Like,
agree.
I'm
I don't
sure
think
there
the
could be
music in any of them
metaphors
is wrong.
that
Except for E EDM.
If it was like a Lil Jon album, I'd be like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know
Yeah,
what the value
He's a
That
is.
poet
but,
of his own.
I
mean,
guess so.
there is a
I
little bit of
don't-
derogatory talk about.
Yeah.
Or the new WAP song from
Is that what that is? I
Have
keep
you
seeing
heard
the-
it?
Oh my
no,
god.
I just keep seeing the letters WAP everywhere. And I don't know what it means.
This song is about wet ass pussy.
Oh, that's what it means?
Yes, and it means she's like, and I want you to touch the
That's what
diddly
I-
ding in the back of my throat. And I'm like, it's about a woman taking charge of a man and being like, hey, you talk derogatory on my body. Now let me do it to you. Let me tell you what I want done to me.
It's called a uvula, by the way.
A guy, first of all, any fucking straight dude that listens to that, or any guy that's attracted to females that listens to that is going to go, awesome. Please let me shove my dick down your throat.
Well, it's okay. The reason
Right?
she did it
Are you going to
was-
really
Pretty
take
much.
that derogatorily at all? Or
No.
mac and cheese in a pot?
Yeah, that-
that's like a good
that's-
That
thing.
doesn't
That's
make
not
me
the
respect
point
them
of
anymore.
it. That's not the point. What I'm
The
saying
point
is
is that they're skanks. Like
no,
that's all I got from
wait,
it.
listen. It's not the point. Okay, so there's a bunch of rappers and men out there telling women what they should do to them or do for them
Correct.
with their body, right?
Correct.
There's so many songs out there.
Yes.
And she was like,
Yeah.
I want to make a song for women to be like, let me take all the derogatory things you say about my body to do for you and do it back to you.
Right.
Let
That
me
song
tell
already
you-
exists.
Yeah.
My back, my neck, my back, like my pussy and my crap.
Yeah,
That
everyone
that was
already
like a
loves that
15-year-old
song.
And these are for the
Oh my
younger-
lord, that is a timeless classic. How dare you?
It's for
A
the young
song
ladies.
for the
These are
ages.
for the
A song
duckies.
for the
Duckies.
ages.
The baby chicks.
My neck, my back was an instant classic.
Absolutely.
It's a
Imprinted
classic.
in culture and society.
But now this is for the new baby chicks coming into the world.
Here's my response to that. I completely understand the approach. I understand the reasoning, and that's fine. And to each their own. However, I already am of the belief that in order to empower yourselves, I don't fucking believe in the revenge thing. I just believe in fucking empowering yourself and being the fucking example that you want to exemplify instead of being like, well, let me do it to you. That's why, to me, that's never an effective approach. And so that's
Okay.
probably why a lot of those things don't resonate with me. Because I've had friends where I've had debates before where they're like, this is how we balance out all the wrongs that were done to women is by going to the other end of the extreme. And I was like, listen, I couldn't fucking disagree with that more. But I understand what you're saying. Like, that's fine. That's how you believe that, but I don't think it's even remotely effective at all. I
Yeah.
think all it does is prevent the actual fucking progress. If you want to be a woman and stick it to all those fucking assholes that rap about derogatory shit, get up there and be a talented ass fucking rapper.
Dude,
Yeah,
Right?
just know the product.
Devmo.
Yeah.
Devmo.
Or
A
Dessa,
female
like,
rapper.
come
Yeah.
on, like,
She is
get up
fucking
there
amazing.
and be, and even Missy Elliott, like, get
Yeah,
up
Missy
there and
Elliott
be a
tears that shit
fucking
up.
badass. And then I'm like, hell, that is so fucking effective to me. But yeah, threatening a guy to shove his dick down your throat, they're gonna be like, okay.
So
Can do.
I see your point of view. I just saw it like for
like normalizing that women are allowed to have their own sexual wants and can vocalize it just as loud as men. I like
that. I agree with. Hell yeah.
Like now women are able to talk on social media about what they want instead of a man telling a woman what they want to be done to them. I like that part. But I agree with you. Like there's a classy way. Well, I don't want to say classy either because she could choose to portray her body however she wants. But a classy way, in my opinion, what I would do would be like, okay, great. Let me tell you what I want, and then just let you know that you can have it.
So you're telling me, girl, I'm gonna make that pussy beatbox is not classy.
You know, that's what she wants people to look at her as, and that's fine. She chose it. But
what if she wants to be a beatboxer, like her dream?
I really do think I'm always a fucking fan of everyone having the platform of being loud and proud about their sexual preferences, as long as those preferences lie within adults who give consent.
Oh my God.
Other than that,
said that,
I don't give a fuck.
You hear the new laws that are passing? No, I don't know the legalities of everything.
What?
They're trying to pass pedophile laws in Cali.
They already did.
Yep.
Oh, it
you
passed?
can now have sex with someone as a minor if y'all are 10 years apart. Yep.
Yeah.
And I like how everyone keeps calling us a fucking conspiracy theorist.
Wait a minute.
In one of our most liberal fucking states in this fucking country. No, this is what I'm talking about. All of you playing for the same fucking team.
Yeah.
Everyone playing in this two-party bullshit is playing for the same fucking team. That infuriates me to hear that.
Everyone's gonna die over 65 soon, and then we can switch out of this two-tier system. What state are you talking about?
I just want to get the fuck out.
I don't know the legalities or what state. I just know that this law has been passed somewhere.
In the U.S.
Yes,
I thought
in the US.
it was California.
No.
Yeah.
First of all, no.
Yeah.
Like
a 14-year-old and a 23-year-old is completely legal, apparently, as long as it's same sex too. Yeah.
As long as it's same sex.
It's already been normalized for heterosexuals already. That's why it's same sex, and that's why people are paying attention to it. But it's already been legal for it to be heterosexual, like opposite sex. 10 years.
Where have I been?
H Christ.
Not on the internet, apparently.
Apparently not.
It's been all over.
It's been,
and I've been detaching a lot.
I like mentioned it to my sister because me remembering like when I was 17, I dated a 32-year-old, and that's problematic. In the moment, I thought the relationship, and I'm obviously a little bit more mature for my age, and I understand this. And I thought me being with a 32-year-old was okay because our relationship felt real. But now that time has passed and I look back on it, why was he with me?
Yes. I've had this conversation about other people before where I'm like, my issue is at a certain age, I remember starting to see a younger age as children. And that's why I don't understand how you can be attracted to that.
I call 35-year-olds
a fucking pedophile.
I'm like, you see what you just said to me?
Yeah.
Well, no offense. I don't call you one, Jockey, but I call anyone in your age bracket a kid. If you're like 5 or more years younger than me, normally
you don't call me a kid, right?
Well, you don't.
You're mature as fuck.
I see what you're saying, but at the same time, right now that I fucking know you, you're an adult, though. You're not 17. And so even if you were, to me, even if you were 17 and I was 23, you would still be a fucking child to me.
Yeah.
And I only say fucking because I'm angry about the topic.
No, I know. I know you're angry and I'm angry too.
Okay.
It just puts like more pressure and more like, I had so much anxiety today. I'm like, what about my daughter? What if someone wants to like be with her and there's that huge age gap and it's legal? What the fuck?
That's what grooming is.
All right, let's revert back to the podcast so we can get some finish off the end of the podcast.
Sorry. Questions. 3 quick questions for everyone.
Okay.
Jared, look at Eli. What was the name of the album you said though?
Firstborn by Idea with an IYE. E or an EYE. I mean,
I was like,
Okay.
sorry, I spelled good.
IYE.
Whoever said I was good at this English thing.
I have a question too before
Jackie,
we end
what
the
was
podcast.
the name of the-
Don't forget.
One thing you named. You had two ideas, but then you named an actual album, I think.
Oh, Billie Eilish, but you know Billie
Which one?
Eilish. I like her new songs that just came out. I think you'd appreciate more. It's more on the music side.
I'm starting a
last
page
songs that just came out.
of like reference
send it to
materials, so I will put all this stuff up there so people can see what we're talking about. And then Dani, what
book? Pet Cemetery.
No,
Movie.
movie.
To Kill a Mockingbird.
the album, I guess then.
Revolutionary Volume
There
2
you
by
go.
Immortal Technique.
Got it. Thank you.
Classic.
Classic. It is classic, and it's a wonderful
Okay.
album.
What's your question, Dani?
To just sort of make this horror themed for our fan base. I know that Matt, you enjoy horror.
I love horror movies.
I
so
know
much.
Jackie, you don't. I would like to ask each of you, as our formal interview question for both of you, what is your relationship to horror? So, like, for Matt, why do you love it? What's your relationship and history with it? And then same to Jackie, except for why don't you?
Okay, so my first interaction with horror movie was when I was in elementary school, like 3rd grade. So I don't know how old I was at the time, but I was a liar when I was a kid because I lied a lot. My mom would get mad at me, but I lied because 50-50 chance she wouldn't catch me and I wouldn't get in trouble. Because I would get in trouble for everything, not eating lunch, not doing dishes, not doing, like, literally anything, I would get in trouble. So I'd lie instead. So I had a 50-50 chance getting away with whatever I was lying about. But my mother's punishment for me lying one of these days were to put me in front of the TV to watch a horror movie about demons and the end of the world or some type of war. And these demons were taking over the people. It was just a horrible, scary movie. I was super scared. She wouldn't touch me. She wouldn't let me have my blankie to, like, console myself. And I was just scared. I had to sit watching it 3 times in a row so that I learned that lying was bad.
Wait a minute. Was this movie, did it have anything to do with the monsters eating liars, like in particular?
No, I don't know.
It was
I
just
was in
scary,
3rd grade. I was in 3rd grade. I was terrified. I don't remember what I was watching. I just remember me being traumatized and being really scared
That's fair.
and really sad that she wouldn't hold me because I was scared.
But you like true crime stuff, correct? Or like thrillers?
I love
you
true
said?
crime stuff. Yes.
Where's the difference for you? Like, what's the line?
When it comes to angelic or demonic, that's my line. So I will watch horror movies because one of my really close friends, Juicer, he made me watch horror movies with him, but he would hold me and make sure I was safe and tell me I was safe throughout the whole movie. So I'd be willing to watch it with him. But when it comes to, like, being, like, controlled by a demon or, like, anything in that
So
realm,
possession movies. Yeah.
fuck, I hate that stuff because I know it can happen. And, like, it scares me now because, when I talked to you guys today about your friend, like, that feeling of someone being in my head, that's what I feel like possession will feel like, and it just scares me, you know?
We'll
I'm,
have
like,
to have a
shaking
whole
now
other
thinking about it.
episode about that. We'll have to have it. Either
Yeah,
a
we'll
whole
close
nother
out.
talk and or episode about
We'll just
that.
close out
because
and then we'll talk about all this shit.
That's a good point. Because it exists, I personally believe in, not in the way that it's portrayed even remotely. But
Well,
fair point.
It's scary.
Jackie,
Yes.
I understand your points completely. My parents tried to get me to watch Poltergeist
I
and
don't know
Exorcist.
what these movies are.
Oh
They're
my
supernatural
God.
horror
They're
movies, like the
hardcore classics. In fact, The Exorcist.
of the supernatural.
Matt, I've told you, right? I think I told you guys on your episode that I truly believe Exorcist is so far the best horror movie of all time.
You did say that, and I do remember that.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's fucked up.
I still
Yes,
think
it
La
is.
Llorona was scarier.
Thank you.
I
I'm
watched that
so
one.
glad. Curse of La Llorona is good.
That was a good movie.
That was
That shit was good.
I thought it like the plot line just kind of sucked, but it was okay. Like I watched that one.
Oh, so see, you can handle
I like
horror.
the
That's
tension.
horror.
No, I
though.
have to. Juicer has to literally hold me from behind and remind me every 15, 20 minutes that I'm okay. Like he has to like make sure I'm right next to him or holding his hand or something. Like I can't watch it.
Well, that's okay. I mean, some people. I need a buddy sitting there holding my hand sometimes. Like, not even joking. Happy Death Day 2. Dude.
Dude,
Watch that movie again.
What do you mean Happy Death Day 2? What about it?
I swear to God, every single fucking movie I saw for the next, I want to say, a year and a half after my mom killed herself, featured mother suicide. Like, even Detective fucking Pikachu.
Oh, I see.
Detective Pikachu. I was like, what the fuck? Come on, guys. But Happy Death Day 2 was like unbearably hard to watch because it's, alternate timeline, and every day she has to see her mom like again, even though her mom's supposed to be dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one got me really good. Yeah. But it's Jackie said that it's the supernatural that gets her. So like what if it was just straight up like psycho horror slasher?
Yeah.
So I
where it's
really
just a
like
dude with a knife.
Yeah, I really like. Well, I like the like from a perspective of a killer. Those are really cool because I like to see why someone is a sociopath or a psychopath that kills. And I just dead bodies don't really bother me.
So what about Rob Zombie Halloween? I feel like Jackie needs to watch it.
I don't
Come
know
on.
what that is.
It's not even. It's no demonic anything. It's it's Rob Zombie's
I told you
version of Halloween,
guys. I'll try watching a movie with y'all when we come down.
But this is like just fucked up kills. It's definitely the reason I thought of it is because Halloween, the original, is about slasher killer Michael Myers. But when Rob Zombie did it, he specifically wanted to give this whole new angle of like who Michael Myers was as he grew up. We'll get the new version, and Jared's gonna edit out the shitty part in there that we already hate anyways, and then we'll make you watch it because I don't want Jackie to watch that.
Yeah, that part's dumb.
It should be. It's
the
only part that sucks.
If you want my answer real quick,
I do. I don't even want it real quick. I want the full
wasn't
answer.
allowed to see anything really up in like my whole life. So like I said, anything before 2000, assume I haven't seen it. If I've seen it, it was in the last year. Because I'm trying to catch up.
Okay.
So
so like Scream?
Dude, that is so funny you said that. When I turned 12, my parents let me pick one movie I wanted from Blockbuster, no matter what. And I picked Scream.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well done.
And I've just been ever since.
That's I wanted.
It's pretty short. It was just like, that was like the only thing I was pretty much allowed to see between 0 and 18.
What a good one.
Yeah,
what a
nice choice.
pick. Good job, kid Matt.
Not a bad movie. I'll to be fair though, we started it at night on a Friday night, and I had to turn it off because I was crying when he was like killing the girl in the beginning.
Drew Barrymore.
And then we finished it. Was that Drew Barrymore?
Yeah.
She specifically
Fucking
wanted that role because it was awesome.
Yeah. It's one of the most iconic opening horror scenes in all.
She
the
is
genre.
one of the like actresses that's supposed to be beautiful that I just don't see it.
Me either.
It's a type.
Thank God.
Sure,
I've
it's
never
a type.
understood it.
If you're a human that enjoys nice, kind, loving other human beings.
No,
She
I
had her
don't.
bout with some times, and like I get that,
I think
but
it's
she's
her
just
mouth.
like this.
I
That's
think
what I
it's
like
her,
about it.
I don't
No.
like her
Oh,
mouth.
I think it's
Thank
her
you, Jackie.
mouth, her
I'd
face,
kiss it. I like the mouth.
her eyes.
body. I don't know.
I
Her
like the
hair.
body.
I would hang out with her every
Drew
fucking day. She
Barrymore
seems cool as shit.
is like a
but
modern pinup girl style to
No.
me. I
Julia
fucking like
Roberts
her
is on
body
that
type.
list.
I love her.
I don't know who that is off the top of my head. So.
Oh my god, Jackie.
Wow, you just
Roberts.
aged yourself. Or we just
I'm
dated
really
ourselves.
bad at like pictures, faces to like names in the like the actress
So
thing.
is
'cause
Jared.
I like to look at
Mhm.
people and pretend that that's their role and that's who they really are in life.
Do you know who Julia Roberts is?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
know the name. I just don't
She's-
know.
No, I meant Jared because
Oh.
I mean,
he's
I can
just the
see
same
why
way.
she's pretty, but I don't think she's that attractive.
Is this like the Hillary Swank in the Office
Oh yeah.
episode? Do you guys watch The Office?
Oh yeah,
No.
Okay,
yeah.
Jacqueline.
Don't call me Jacqueline. I don't.
Sorry. I need a name to mildly
Call her Tacky.
Jackie.
Like, I try, but then I lose my attention span. So
Oh my
How I
god.
Met Your Mother. I love How I Met Your Mother.
Great show.
Oh
One of the
my
best
God.
shows of all time.
What? No.
No
No.
way.
Dude,
No.
the Lorenzo von Matterhorn. I
Who
will
the
pull
fuck
off
is
one-
that?
Listen, Jason Segal
In
is the
How I Met Your
only
Mother.
thing that
Yeah.
makes me want to watch that show.
He's the only good part.
And
of
then
the
I
entire
never
show.
watch it anyways because
It's the biggest penis in that show. I will verify that.
You guys should tell me. So, do you guys both watch that show a lot?
I used to. I tried
Okay.
to stop rewatching shows that I watched because apparently that's a really
Why? That's my
bad.
favorite thing.
It's bad when you have anxiety because you only continually watch shows because you already know what's going to happen next, so you don't get the anxiety peaks. That's not healthy. So I'm trying to step away from that being something I
No.
use.
I like it for
going
picking
to
up
sleep
like
show.
Easter eggs and stuff like that, and I like it for
I listen to fashion
reliving the
stuff.
jokes and. Okay, hold on. You're not getting out of this Office thing. I'm not letting you off that easy. The Office, there's an episode where they all have this huge debate on if Hillary Swank, I'm assuming you don't know who that is either.
Oh, you should love that movie. It's what is it?
$1 Million Baby.
Boys don't. No. Boys don't.
Boys Don't Cry.
No,
I think it's Boys Don't Cry.
This is the only time
know.
that y'all make me feel like I missed out on so much.
Well,
You
in
got
a
about 10
way
years to
you
go.
have.
I mean, Hillary Swank isn't.
You haven't missed out on Hillary
Yeah.
Swank. God, make
That-
no mistake.
That
She's
part is
fine.
just. Yeah, I can't even picture what she
All
looks
right,
like.
Hillary
now.
Swank. The movie is called Boys Don't Cry. Good job. Okay, now, not that I've ever seen it, so my bad.
It's
But
a crazy fucking sad movie.
we've digressed so much. I can't even remember why I was bringing
Office
up Hillary
hotness.
Swank.
Well,
Office
yeah.
hotness.
I know, but I don't know what my reference to that was, except
Because
for that
we
she's.
didn't
This
understand
is
why
like
Julia
our.
Roberts
Oh,
is that attractive.
this is our version of the Office Hillary Swank.
Or Drew
debate
Barrymore.
Of Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, I don't know why Drew Barrymore is that attractive.
People always say this about Scarlett Johansson. I don't understand that. She's a fucking
She is gorgeous. I don't understand that one.
Who?
Yeah.
Scarlett
Oh,
Johansson?
my lord.
Yes.
Yes.
Her face is very symmetrical, that's why.
That's
No, but people say she's not hot.
Oh.
I think she's beautiful.
I think my
Like,
first woman crush, the one like that I was physically attracted to, was Raider Girl or Tom
Lord.
Raider. Tom Raider,
Tomb Raider?
the original.
Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider
Tomb.
was the first girl I saw. I'm like, oh my god, I'm
Angelina
gay.
You mean
Jolie.
Angelina Jolie?
Yeah.
Is that Angelina Jolie?
Oh
Yeah,
my.
I was like, oh my god, I'm gay. Only for her in that movie, I guess, because no other
Do you
movie
want to
I've
know
been attracted
who
to.
mine is?
I'm gonna call her Tom Raider the rest of my life.
Tom Raider's awesome. It just sounds like a regular like guy.
Good old
Like,
Tom Raider.
Tom Raider.
Yeah,
Hey, Tom Raider.
My
Nice to
buddy
meet you.
from high school, Tom Raider. Have you guys met him?
Wait, is it not called Tom Raider?
No, it's Tomb.
I've been calling it Tom Raider
I
my
can't
whole
believe
life.
this.
Tomb. Who has never corrected you on Tom Raider?
What am I like?
She's like, I'm gonna go play Tom Raider on Xbox. And I was like,
Yes,
what?
that's exactly.
Oh my god.
Sure,
I'm dying.
fuck it,
Oh my
just
god.
Keep on calling it Tom Raider. Who gives a
Tomb
shit?
Raider. It's
Oh
she raids
I
Tomb.
I can't believe this.
so many times, and I called it.
This is like when you're like, I feel like I'm missing out on so many things. Oh my god. Okay, mine though is Cameron Diaz from The Mask.
Fuck
By
yes.
far.
Oh yeah.
I watched it with Blairy like a year ago, and I hadn't seen it since I was a kid. And I was like, "Oh my lord, I forgot I always loved
Stirring
her."
up some
Like
old memories.
as
You're
soon
like, oh
as
boy.
she came on, as soon as she came on, I was like, "Oh, I did always like girls. Oh, I forgot about all of this."
It was because it was just traumatizing to even mention it, so you just like put it in the back.
Yes, exactly. But
everyone
as soon as
likes
she gets
Cameron
up there in
Diaz in
that,
that movie.
fucking gold dress, I was like,
Yeah.
"Holy
If you have eyeballs,
God.
you like
Yeah.
Cameron Diaz in that movie.
Yes, that's exactly correct."
I think the first time I remember just finding a woman attractive in general was Sandra Bullock in Speed.
Nice.
Nice.
Sandra Bullock in her prime, although she still looks
Yes.
good, but especially in her prime.
Yes.
Oh,
I agree.
what is it?
Oh, my.
I know. I just need flash.
I'm just gonna say, oh my Jackie. It's all I can say. It's my most mild lecture.
Does she
tone.
like? Okay, now that you know that she liked her, does she like make it your steps or like your base of what you like as for girls?
Me?
No, because you're
Me?
you're straight. Danny, you're straight. Unless you want to tell me you're gay. No.
For me,
Her favorite was Boom
um,
Selleck.
I like a pretty decent variety of people in general, man and woman.
Okay.
I have like top favorites, I guess. I'm actually more picky with guys than I am with girls.
You guys know who my man crush is, right?
But you're
Who?
straight.
Ryan Reynolds.
No, it's not. But
Jared's is Ryan Reynolds.
no,
Really?
I do have a
Yeah.
man
Okay,
crush.
that makes sense though.
And I talk about him nonstop. Like literally nonstop.
Who?
Fucking Jason Statham, dude.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
should have
my
known
God.
that. You're right. Touche. That
so,
also makes
Jason,
sense.
if you're ever listening, we have a
I mean,
great
which you
partner
are.
here
He already is.
waiting for you. Oh yeah, he's
Oh,
listening.
dude.
Jason, we know
I'm-
you're listening.
He is the top, not the bottom. Just letting you know.
I would be the top.
That's
and
what it was. I was trying to remember. I was trying to tell Jared something about something in your guys' last episode that was
Well,
making me
my
crack
buddy
in the car on my way to
Brian
work.
was the power bottom.
And it was the conversation, and Jackie was like, "What?" And Matt all awkwardly is like, "Well, it's when you generate." He's like explaining all these sunny definition in this awkward way, and I was fucking dying in my car on the way to work.
Dude,
Oh my God.
this house was fucking something magical. It was like half Wonder Woman museum and half just like penis euphoria.
Oh, I heard
was-
all about it. You really transported me there.
Okay, good. That was the goal. As long as everyone got an image.
Trust me, the image was clear in my mind. When I say almost dying on the way to work, it means I could have gotten a car accident. I was so distracted with laughter.
Now, if I could get the three of you a video of me,
No, thank you.
not on myself.
Well, for
obviously,
some reason, I
but
automatically thought you were gonna be up
Just-
top and show us a video of that. I was like, no,
Have a power bottom.
I didn't want to see that.
me hand cranking a 1400s dildo.
Oh, okay. So you're already learning the technique of doing a proper hand job. Just
Yes,
wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want a video of that, but thank you.
I am
No,
sending it
thank
right.
you. Actually,
Too
I
late.
might need to learn a little. So maybe,
It's like,
maybe.
I love you, man.
Yeah.
He's like, sending it to you right now.
I can't get it
I
to
don't
close.
want it. Didn't even click it. How to get open?
Excellent. Post it on YouTube.
Oh, hey guys.
Well,
While we're not completely off of your horror thing, if we were to do something like join you guys for
we
one,
will be.
um,
We'll do something nice
you
for Jackie.
have-
We're gonna do horror comedy. Although
Right.
now that I know her answer, I can easily pick movies
there's
in
a
that
lot of
realm. Are you
movies.
kidding me? Jackie, I just thought you couldn't watch any fucking scary movie.
No, it's just
did you guys see the new?
Will, can we comfort you? Are we
Yeah.
allowed to take that place? Okay.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
yeah.
My stomach
Ask
makes a
me
pretty good pillow.
Before you touch me, just ask because I don't like being touched
I think
without like.
all people should do that. Yep.
Yeah, all people feel like that.
That
I-
sounds
Yeah,
like
that's-
everything. Everyone should always do that. Yep.
Yeah, but not a lot of people do. Like, I hate when people touch me without asking me because then I freak out or I punch them.
That's
I
what I want
scream.
to talk about it because guess what, world? Everyone hates fucking being touched when
Yeah.
they don't want to be touched. So guess what? You should goddamn ask that person first, and they should tell you yes.
I think something about Mary gave it a stigma.
NPSA. God.
Yeah, that's kind of how I
But
am.
Frank's-
Matt, what's your question about horror? Sorry.
Oh, I was just saying, I was wondering if you had any potential lineups or ideas for what we could
I want to do a horror
Um,
comedy with you guys.
watch with Jackie. Yeah. So like,
I wanted to do Tucker and
Oh, it's
Dale
horror comedy for
versus
so-
Shaun of the Dead.
Tragedy
I will-
Girls.
Let y'all know
Oh.
if I start talking during the movie. I'm sorry now. If I start
We already
touching
talk
or
during
poking
movies. It's
people,
kind of a
okay,
requirement.
great, cool.
Mhm.
Because
No touching.
Grayson hates it.
No touching, all
But I have a
talking.
small attention span.
Well, you have to. We try and talk about the movie itself.
Oh yeah, no, I could talk about the
Okay,
movie.
I'm like,
but,
are you just like bringing up random?
I was telling
shit?
Jared, I got bored and made push-ups. So like, mid push-up, I'll get bored. So it has to be a good movie, and then it has to be a conversation about the movie. Otherwise, I'll just like walk away, not meaning to. Like consciously, I know I'm not supposed to, but I still do it, and then I'll be like, "Oh no, I'm being rude," and then go back.
Oh my god!
Well, you guys want to pretend we're excited and announce what we're doing in October?
We're already very excited.
Yeah, we're super excited.
Aside from catching Jackie up on every single movie in the last 20 years.
Oh gosh.
We are so extremely not even pretend excited, just very real excited because Matt and Jackie are coming out here to move in next
We're gonna live together.
Oh my god.
Did I tell you, Jackie? I
What
forgot to tell you.
happened?
Sorry, you're moving in. Our next door neighbors, the owner is selling the house.
Oh, okay, I don't mind
Next
moving
door.
in.
We could buy it and we could be Everybody Loves Raymond.
Can I be Peter Boyle?
Yes.
I don't know who
Yes.
you're talking about.
Oh, Jackie.
Oh,
All right,
but we're going to visit
It's gonna be
in
okay.
October.
well, they're gonna live here. Just kidding. They're visiting in October, but really, the house really is going up for sale. So,
Oh, that's cool.
Let me know when it does, please.
Okay. I think I
Yeah,
should
with-
split it and buy a vacation home here, and then you can come stay
Oh my
whenever.
god,
you
that
Well,
sounds
and we'll like
amazing.
rent it out
think-
whenever you're not here as an
Well,
Airbnb.
Matt, if you want to just move there instead, and then we take turns, like we could live here in Texas half time and live over there half time, I'd be down.
There you go.
That sounds fucking
That'd
That'd be
does.
dope.
tight.
That's what Hades and that's what Persephone.
Let's do it,
does,
buddy.
the goddess.
Stop
I'm
calling me buddy.
not supposed to say buddy. I'm not
I-
your
I
buddy
can't
guy.
I really don't like it when girls call me dude.
I know.
Really?
and it
I don't
drives me
do.
It
You
bugs
say dude
the
all the time,
shit out of-
Danny.
I know, and that's why I get so
I like-
mad because
I
Jared
like-
hates it. It's a no word, and I try really hard not
Yeah.
to say it to him.
Call me fuckface. Call me scumbag. I don't give a shit. Don't call me dude. I don't know why.
And I love saying dude.
Really, I say hun a lot, or like.
What about needle dick?
Yeah, sure. Call me
Okay.
needle dick. I don't
I
give a
say-
Those
shit.
look
Don't
really
call me
ugly.
dude.
I looked that up once because you said it, and I regretted it almost immediately.
Gross.
You looked at needle
I-
dick?
Yeah, you said it one day, and I was curious.
I wonder what that could be.
Listen, let me just say that thank you for hosting us on your show. We loved hosting you on our show.
Thank you for having us.